Hi, thanks for tuning in here today. Today we're going to be doing a nice little simple painting. I hope you could follow along. Let me have them run the colors across the screen that you'll need to paint along with me while they're doing that. Let me tell you what I got done on my canvas. On my regular 16 by 20 inch canvas, pre-stretched double prime, and I added a thin layer of the liquid white. Rather than that, it's slick, it's wet, and we can get started with today's painting. For today's painting, I truly don't know what I want to start. So it's going to be a little bit interesting today seeing what we can create. So let's go ahead and let's just get started with today's painting. Less chit chat and more working. So let's go ahead and let's go with Prussian blue. What the heck? What the heck? A little bit of Prussian blue on my 2-inch brush. Just tap it both sides just to ensure an even distribution of paint. Now let's come up here and just crisscross applesauce. Very, very simple. There we are. Load up a bit more just to darken up those corners. Make sure you load your brush every time if you want more pigment on there. Load it up. Tap, tap, tap. And just have at it. There we are. So let me grab a napkin right here. And all I'm going to do is dry clean my brush. So just run it through the napkin. Take all the extra pigmentation out than what we need. I don't know if I made sense on that. So just tapping out. And just going to put that to the side. Now the reason why I tap out is because I don't want to take that pigment or that color into our lighter color. So I'm trying to avoid the color bleeding through or stuff like that. And just you do whatever makes you happy, really. There. Go across. And just like that, you have yourself a simple sky. Now, let's go ahead and I'm going to take my 2-inch brush through titanium white. I'm just using my palette knife to separate the paint. A little bit of titanium white, load it up. We're going to do a nice little happy cloud. Just by tapping the corner of your brush, you can achieve these. Look, it's just tapping. You don't have to go in circles or all that other stuff. All you're doing is just tapping. And for the next couple of paintings we're doing, it's gonna be very simple because I want for everyone to master the basics. And so the reason for that is when I get to do more advanced paintings, I want everyone to be able to follow along. There we are. Load up a bit more color. Shoot. Let me grab my palette knife. And load up some color. Another cool way to do it, let me show you. Grab your palette knife, cut a roll, and just layer on that paint. Once you have that paint layered on, wherever you like, and this will be bright, trust me. You don't need, probably won't need any more highlights after this. So, just applying right here, you do kind of scrub it in. And you blend out where you want the more blended out values, like not too bright. So just like those base areas, you want it more lighter. Lift up ever so gently. There. Just like that, you have some big, fluffy white clouds. Very simple. Simple yet effective. Let me go ahead, pile up that white, and let me grab some mountain mixture. To that, I'm going to add some cadmium yellow just to give me a nice green color. Okay, just load it up until you're satisfied with the shade you have. Some people like it darker, some people like it lighter. Okay, let's use our palette knife and just scrub in a few little bushes that live out there. Now, some of you might think this is scary, but we'll fix it. I want people to get over that scary aspect where they don't do something if it looks scary to them. I had so many people that I've tried to teach, they're scared they're gonna fail, so they avoid certain things. That's the last thing you should be worried about. You should be worried about not trying something. That I do fear because you don't know what you could have gotten. You gotta try stuff. You guys are probably gonna feel more confident if I tell you this. I've never done it this way. I just thought about it right now and thought we can give it a shot. Okay? Let me go into a little bit of Prussian blue and just block in some color. Just for some water, maybe. Okay. Let me add some color to my brush and just pull some of that color down. Just so we have a nice flat base. Now, I'm going to treat those as some strong reflections. So I'm going to load up my 1-inch brush straight with that green color we had going on. And just have at it. I think it's really unique being able to try different things and see how that goes. Don't be scared to try new things. Just because no one does it doesn't mean it doesn't work. I'm gonna search up today later on to see if someone ever done this. Grab it very gently, very, very gently. Pull down and go across. Very gently. Now let's go into our cadmium yellow, a little bit of that green color. And let's come up here and just You can start to, if you're scared, you can start to shape out how you want this to look. There. Let me go into a little bit more of that green color. Load it up into my brush. And shoom. There we are. Maybe we have a little bit of blue going in there. Just to give it like how you call it? Phthalo green color. Okay? Maybe more cadmium yellow. You just switch up and see what you like and what you don't like. Sure, if you don't like it, you can always scratch it off and start all over. There's no, you don't lose anything. You try something new and you don't lose anything at all. Okay? A little bit of Prussian blue. Trying to make this more phthalo greenish color. Oh, there it is. Again, you choose the colors that you like. Just because I like a color doesn't mean you will. Okay? Let's use that same color over here. Okay. And just firing away. Just think where the bush would go and block in little bush. It's how easy it is. Just think about it a bit. You don't have to think about it too much. Just a bit. And then fire it in. If your paint's not sticking, chances are your paint's not thin enough. So you might want to add some liquid white. There. Just like that, we have ourselves a couple bushes. Let me change the value so it looks different. And let's make some land. Let's come up here and just shimmer on a few little things. We'll make it stand out in a sec. All we're doing right now is basically blocking in color. Okay. So let's reflect some of that into the water. Oops. I don't know what that was. Now, let's go ahead. Let's do some of those bushy things in the reflections. It doesn't have to be perfect. We're gonna make them into reflections anyways. You can make some look different shades and it won't really matter. You can make some dark, some light. It will stand out a bit more in the water because there's blue rather than green, but at the end of the day, you have the final decision. There we are. There. It's easier to have a lot of paint than to have a little bit and be stressing out. I just realized that a couple paintings ago. Very lightly and go across. And that creates a unique reflection. All right, so now our job is bringing everything together and making it look nice and like landscape. In other words, so I'm gonna pile up my green, grab a little bit of bright red and that green color we had going on, just to give me a little bit of brown. Maybe a touch of mountain mixture in there. What the heck? There's no right or wrong. So just mixing it up. And just cut a roll. Get that nice roll of paint on the edge of your knife. And just very gently. All I'm doing is a little bit of dirt here and there. There we are. Ever so lightly. It's not that hard. I think once you get the hang of it, you'll be fine. And for the most part, people whose first time is it, they get the hang of it pretty easily. So a little bit of titanium white to that, just to give us a little highlight to it. There. So same process, just a little bit here and there. There. Okay. Now let's go into some cadmium yellow on our 1 inch. Just to brighten up a little bit. That's still blending. So what we're gonna do, pick up some of our green and pick up some white. So just mixing up whatever green we have going on and a little bit of white, and hopefully that should stand out. That should stand out pretty nicely. There. There we are. Few little spots here and there. There. I have so much paint going on my brush, it chisels the bristles of the brush. You guys probably don't need that much, but that's how much I have going on. A little bit more cadmium yellow, just a few little sparklers. Okay, let me go through that same color one direction, pulling my brush through one direction, and just fixing up a few little spots that I think there. Okay, you know what? Fix up over here. Now, let's go ahead. Let me clean my knife off real quick. And let's scratch off a few little sticks and twigs going up in there. There. Okay. So now what's the big part? Let's go into some mountain mixture and a little bit of our dark green color we had going on. So I just want a nice dark green. And going in straight with my, sorry about that, going in straight with my 1-inch brush, just loading up full with color. Let's come up here, let's decide. It's pretty easy to do a 1-inch, a 1-inch, an evergreen tree with a 1-inch. So same process, you're gonna load your brush up, then wiggle the paint. Then you're gonna pull it through, and it's gonna chisel the bristles, make it very sharp. And you're gonna just come up here with the corner of the brush and just tap it. This does take up more paint, so if you don't want to use too much paint, don't do this. Use your fan brush. But it's a nice little thing to have in your toolbox. Some people say it looks a bit different than the fan brush. There. Load up my brush. And just have at it. There. Ever so lightly, just boom, boom, boom. I've bought some new equipment and stuff for the video, so I'm excited to announce that my video quality and my audio should be improving by next Friday's video, or somewhere around that date. I think they told me somewhere around that date. So stay tuned. You don't want to miss it. If you like the way I teach, but just never could see it right, or never could hear it right because of all the noise, well, now's your chance. You're gonna hear me nice, loudly, and clear. There, just doing some reflections while I'm chit-chatting. A little bit of mountain mixture, same dirty brush. And let's come up here and just block in. Think about shape. I'm just blocking in kind of at random, but also having a general idea where I want it to go. Okay, let's go ahead. Let me load my brush through our light color we used for our grass earlier. Just load that brush up. You can do a whole paint with a palette knife and a 1-inch brush. That's what comes with the basic set. That's all you need. Palette knife and 1-inch brush. Palette knife really to paint, or you can use it to mix up your colors. Either or. The rest of the brushes, they're add-ons. They are add-ons. You don't need them. They're nice to have, but you don't need them. I learned that the hard way. But you do need a good pair of brushes. A little bit of cadmium yellow. Just load it full with color. And I just want to make my tree kind of stand out a bit more. There. Just make that tree pop a bit more. Now, let's go ahead and same brush, take it through that green and yellow color, one direction, and just boop. A lot of bushes in this one. And also reflections. Teaches you a bit of both. Okay, a little bit of bright red in there. Maybe that bright red just sneaks through. And just adding that into the reflections. I want those reflections to look real nice. Phew. And you know what? We'll make it grass. But we'll make it the other style of grass. There, just like so. Now let's go into our brown and just bada bing, bada boom. There we are. Little light color. There we are. And let's go ahead, cadmium yellow. Load up our brush. Let's come up here and just fire it in. I just want some color in there. Step back a bit. Take a look at if you like it or not. Load my brush up one direction. So when I say one direction, just pulling the bristles one way. That way we'll face upwards. And just ever so lightly. There we are. Let me go into a little bit of bright red. Let's get a sparkler in there. There we are. Load up some more. Maybe. Ooh. Don't want to get rid of all the other things, but I wanted to call attention. And same dirty brush, I'll turn orange. There. People make painting look so hard. It's not that hard. There we are. And a few little more bushes here and there. A little bit more red. Just switching between colors. And what I'm going to do is just scratch a few little sticks and twigs. Before I forget, we gotta make these into reflections. Shoom. Now I gotta fix that front bush. Okay. And last but not least, some water lines. There we are. Just scrub it in, really. And I think with that, or you know what? Let's put in an old little limb sticking out with our dagger brush, just corner of it. You gotta have something to call or lead the view. with the viewer's eye. Shoom. There we are. Shoom. And a little bit of brown, a little bit of white. Just a little indication. And I think with that, that concludes today's painting. I really hope you enjoyed this painting. Try this painting out. If you do, I would love to see what you create. Send me an email, and I'll see you in the next video. Until then, take care, my friends. Goodbye.